Hey there everyone, and welcome back to your weekly crypto market update. My name is Brendan from the Crypto 101 team, and this week might go down as the most impactful week in crypto history. Now, I'm not trying to overhype this, I'm not trying to oversell it, but this seriously might be one of the biggest weeks in crypto history because the amount of adoption and foundation that we just saw laid by not only crypto native players, but TradFi players as well is truly astonishing. And the markets are reflecting this. We're sitting right below all-time highs. We're getting record levels of inflows into the Bitcoin ETFs. New treasuries are being born. These TradFi entities are using crypto in ways that we always used to talk about, but it always seemed like one of those far-off goals that would never actually happen, or at least not anytime soon. Well, that's all changing, and I want to break it down all in today's video and then explain how this actually affects the crypto markets and what my thoughts are moving forward. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into today's video. Now, I'm going to move us over to a little bit of a screen share here so that we can see exactly what is happening. And I'm going to move myself off the screen so that you can see everything that's going on. But let's look at this one first. Let's start off on a good note with just some solid technical developments. The Bitcoin ETFs have seen a 15-day inflow streak pulling almost 5 billion, yes, billion with a B, as Bitcoin is hovering just below its all-time highs. What this means is that the inflow streak of 15 days here is totaling around $4.7 billion in inflows. Now, 15 days is a lot, right? Because these ETFs are only open 5 days a week. So this means that this is 3 weeks of straight inflows. This is a really, really big deal. And Bitcoin's hovering right below those all-time highs. Well, let's go down here and let's look at what this practically looks like. Now, this is lagging a little bit behind. The last data point that we have here is from June 27th. But you can see now for the last several weeks, Bitcoin has been having more inflows than outflows for a while. And when you look at the last month, which is what we're looking at right here, it's not even close. It's like, yeah, we might have 1 or 2 or 3 days of outflows here and there, but the net amount of inflows is absolutely ridiculous. So the Bitcoin ETFs are attracting a ton of money. And ironically, Bitwise just came out and they said, hey, we said that Bitcoin can have a $200,000 price prediction by the end of this year. And we're sticking to that. And we're well on way to actually achieving that. Because when we look over at the charts and what's happening over here with Bitcoin, this thing is right below the all-time high. It's bull flagging after a big move to the upside. And it's really just consolidating before what could be that next move. Now, maybe we need to come down a little bit more. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. There's certainly room for a little bit more downside. But regardless of what happens in the short term here, I think everyone's looking at the big picture and saying, hey, whether we move down a little bit more, whether we retest the lows, whatever happens in the short term, the big picture here looks fantastic. It looks really strong. Bitcoin's above the 200-day moving average. We bounced off a lot of these key levels already in this most recent dip from about a week and a half ago. And Bitcoin does look like it is overall pushing to the upside in the long term. And I think it's hard to zoom out on a chart like this one and be bearish about the trend when the trend is very clearly still in the friend of the bulls. And we just hit a new all-time high a month ago. So when we are zooming back in here and looking at everything that's going on, there's a lot of institutional push that is pushing Bitcoin higher. And one of the big headlines that just came out before we get to the really, really big headlines like the meat and potatoes, a little bit of a sneak peek there. But one of the big headlines was that Deutsche Bank says that, hey, we're planning for crypto custody and to launch this in 2026 with the support of Bitpanda. Now, you're probably aware of who Deutsche Bank is. They are just an absolute giant in the TradFi world, gigantic player. And they're coming in here and they've kind of dabbled in crypto and talked about this idea. And they're saying, hey, we're coming in here. We're going to launch crypto custody. This is something that we are going to be doubling down on because a lot of their other competitors have already doubled down and started serving it, or they're making preparations to do this. So check them off the list. There's another one down. The standard is very clear, and crypto is in right now. Why do I say this? Well, if you missed it, Robinhood was at ETHCC this week. And they were talking about the overall state of Ethereum. But what they more importantly got to talk about is, hey, we're doing a couple of things here. Number one, we're going to be tokenizing stocks and allowing people to trade them. What this means is that people in other countries can now trade the US stock market. People can now tokenize stocks and trade them 24/5 with the goal of doing 24/7 trading. And people can trade these at any time, any place in the world. The final thing that they wanted to do is, two other things. They're going to be creating their own blockchain on Ethereum through Arbitrum. So they're going to be having their own layer 2 or layer 3. It's not completely determined yet. But they're going to have their own blockchain built on Ethereum through Arbitrum or powered by Arbitrum. That's another really big deal. And what they made very clear in this meeting is that they want to tokenize the TradFi markets. They mentioned a bunch of different things, but they are doing this. And the only reason that all of this is possible is because of blockchain technology and what this allows us to do. The goal is to have improved liquidity, to have 24/7 trading, super low to no fees, things like that. And then the final thing that they mentioned in this is that because of blockchain technology, because of a lot of this stuff, they're actually going to even allow people to get access to privately held companies like SpaceX, OpenAI, and probably even other players down in the future. So if that doesn't tell you how far we have come and how this stuff is working, I'm not sure what will. But it is what a time to be alive in the crypto markets. So Ethereum's getting a big push here. This is just after, I believe it was JP Morgan announced that they're going to be building their stablecoin on Ethereum as well. And MicroStrategy's FundStrat's Tom Lee came out and said, hey, we are going to be building the Ethereum for MicroStrategy. Now, what this means is that they want to copy the MicroStrategy approach, except instead of accumulating Bitcoin, which they are bullish on, they are going to be accumulating Ethereum here, and they talk a little bit why. And the key reasons for this is that Ethereum still is really seen as the leader in decentralized finance. And with these stablecoin bills passing, which primarily affect Ethereum, with DeFi on the rise, they think that there is a huge play here for Ethereum, where Ethereum can really take advantage of all of the stablecoin legislation and where it's currently priced at, and how many people are building on top of it, like JP Morgan, like Robinhood, like a lot of these other players that are already interested in it. And they think that there is some alpha there, which is why they are doing this. So when I tell you that this could arguably be one of the most impactful weeks in crypto history, I'm not trying to over-exaggerate this or overhype this, but you have Tom Lee, a TradFi giant, coming in and saying, hey, we're starting the MicroStrategy of Ethereum. You have Robinhood announcing that they are doing all sorts of things on Ethereum and even building their own chain. You have Deutsche Bank coming in and pushing for crypto custody. You have Bitwise saying this $200,000 price prediction is possible. You have the Bitcoin ETFs outperforming just above all expectations. You have prices right below all-time highs, and the catalysts are there. And that's only from the past couple of days, might I add. So when we bring this back and we're looking at what the crypto market is doing here, again, price is going to fluctuate. Things are volatile. They go up and down a little bit. But I think the mid to long-term picture here is so crystal clear. And a lot of people get so fed up with what happens today, what happens this week, maybe even what happens over the course of a month. And they get so fed up with it that they lose sight of the bigger picture and they are unable to see like what could happen down the road. So regardless of how we look at this, everyone, there are so many positive things happening here in the crypto market, and there's a lot of different aspects that you need to be paying attention to, which is why we make these videos in the first place, because we want you all to understand everything that is going on and everything that's happening. So if you like this video, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. We're making these every single week completely for free so that you all can stay educated, and we have all sorts of other additional videos as well. Now, if you're brand new here and you want to get plugged into a great crypto community, then go down to the links in the description down below And over there, you can get access to our entire crypto portfolio for just $1. You can get plugged into our crypto communities, and you can also check us out at the Crypto 101 podcast on YouTube as well. So thank you all for watching, and we'll see all of you in next week's video.